Okay, here we are, getting ready to take the back off the freeze dryer. First, I got to take the hose off here. It's getting mid-batch heater failures, and tomorrow or the next day, one or the other, the guy from Harvest Right is scheduled to call me. And I want to have it ready to go so we can do whatever we need to do with it. Bloody thing is heavy. In case you guys didn't know that. They are heavy. Yes, they are. All right, I think I got good enough access there. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, quite a few screws to take off. I'm going to start with taking off this side. Wow. Oh my. Hex-headed. Well, that's not good. There's no joy there. I have to go get a hex head. You guys just have to give me a couple minutes. All right, I come back with the right bit. There we go. Voila. You think it's the right bit, and then it doesn't happy up. Or it strips. Okay, great. I'm gonna have to put you on hold again. All right, I'm starting to get the idea of it, get the hang of it here. Gotta get the back off. I think if I had this prepping thing to do over again, I might do it differently. I'm pretty sure I would do it differently. I don't think I would make almost my first move to buy a Harvest Right. I should maybe come up with a better than that. Because I'm not sure that's the way people should start. It seems to make sort of sense in a way, but then in a way, no. Because it's like when you're learning to drive, you don't buy the most expensive car first. You buy a training car. Unless your parents are wealthy. And even then, they probably buy you a training car rather than an expensive car. I've had this here freeze dryer about, well, it'll be 2 years in February. And when I got it, I had a bit of a windfall. About $7,000. So it seemed I decided to do prepping, so I just jumped in with both feet. Bought a freeze dryer. Bought a whole bunch of Mylar bags. I watched videos for a while. Bought some tubs from Costco. Just all kinds of stuff. I basically spent my $7,000 and all set up. Even bought a vacuum chamber sealer, which that's a good investment, by the way. But I think I would do it differently. What I do now, the first thing I would do if I decided to do prepping and I had nothing, I wasn't prepped at all, didn't have anything, I would probably probably just go out to the Bishop Storehouse, the LDS Bishop Storehouse, which there's one in most major cities, at least on the West Coast, and they'll sell you freeze-dried beans and rice and freeze-dried apples and so on, carrots, onions, at very competitive prices. Very competitive. Probably less than you can get them anywhere else. And I would stock up on that stuff. That's what I do first. I wouldn't just willy-nilly go into freeze drying. Like beans and rice, you got to have a lot of beans and rice in your like 1 year or 2 years food supply. You want to have quite a bit of beans and rice. You want to have oatmeal. Now I have excess oatmeal because my daughter is gluten intolerant, so she can't really eat wheat, even wheat berries. She might be able to eat wheat berries, I don't know. But so we have a lot of oatmeal, and you got to do your own adjustments to your larder, as they say. I would definitely do that if I was starting over. I'd spend instead of spending the $2,000 on this first, or $3,000, whatever it was. Yeah, it was $3,000. I would go spend $3,000 there. I'd get a big stack of food, and then I'd feel safe better. Probably get me some Augustin Farms. You need some of that. Darn it, come on, it won't come off. Anyway, I'm going to take 5 here. Hang on. Okay, so I'm back here. Yeah, the first line is would be the Bishop Storehouse, which just look under LDS in the phone book. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They like providing this service. It's part of their thing. I've talked to them several times. I have friends that it's not really an imposition on them like you might think it is for them to sell stuff at basically just heavily discounted pricing. Then Augustin Farms would be where I'd get stuff like celery, stuff that they don't have at the LDS Bishop's Warehouse. Celery, broccoli, freeze-dried celery and freeze-dried broccoli, freeze-dried corn, stuff like that. Get a goodly supply of that kind of stuff. Then when you go into doing meat, that's where this baby comes in. Doing meat or another trick of canning, which is using bottles, I call them, because They're really jars, but you use them like bottles because you vacuum seal them. Works so slick, it is amazing. I'm going to do a whole video on that, and I'll probably do some while I'm at it. But it is definitely a hardcore trick using mason jars to store your food in. With a chamber vacuum sealer, you put the dried food in a mason jar, put the lid on, put an oxygen absorber in there, put it in the chamber sealer, and it sucks it down, but it doesn't break the jar, it just sucks the lid down. So it's concave, and no air can get in there. So it's going to be happy for as long as light doesn't get in there, which you do want to keep it in a dark place, probably. I think if you keep it in a dark place, it'll last for 30 years, no problem. Plus, they're a good-sized portion. A quart is a perfect portion size for food storage, I found. Yeah. Sorry about that noise. That was my drill going whack into the thing because I can't use both hands on it. Luckily, I got a little bitty tripod for my camera, so I can set it right here. It's a new camera. It's a DJI. What do they call it? I don't know. I'll have to look it up. It's just a little slick hooby-dooby, that's for sure. Really like it so far. Little steep learning curve, just like the freeze drying. Freeze drying also has a steep learning curve. The last thing is your storage. You have to solve your storage before you get too much stuff freeze dried. Definitely want to do that. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here. I got this thing. Wait, I want to show you the guts. I'm going to do that before I sign off. So bear with me as I one more. Can you believe it? One more. And this one don't want to come out. That was a brilliant idea on some of the part. There's little hex screws in here, so you have they're a nightmare to get off. That's a high level of brilliance there, I would say. And of course, I got a little dark corner here to work in. Because of my there, now you can see inside it. Hot diggity. Well, sort of see inside it. I've seen it before, so it's not that startling to me. When I get in here with the guy tomorrow or the next day, whenever it is, maybe I'll try to have better lighting. All my lights are dead though. The batteries are dead. I gotta charge, except for this one. So anyway, yeah. That right back there is the board that I'm probably gonna have to change out. That's what I'm guessing for the heater mid-batch heater failure. Anyway, this is Old Dog Prepper signing out.